Hi, and welcome back to Thone's James Nibbles number 108. Bring Back the Erring One, Part 2 of 2, the details. And this comes from James chapter 5, verses 19 and 20. Subtitle is Caring for All the Brethren. Why is this in the Bible? We must deal well with our brethren in love and mercy. And the communications is always remember love. We all know that we're supposed to do that, don't we? The application to me. Well, this concludes the Epistle of James. And there are a couple of points here made by Warren Wiersbe. And I am quoting some sections, but I'm also sort of rearranged them a little bit to make more sense in this particular area. So I left out one piece of a verse, and of a couple of sentences in his commentary, and I've actually reversed the order of two different pieces of the commentary. But here's what it says, to my way of looking at it. We need to seek to win the lost, but we should also win the saved. If a fellow believer has sinned against us, we should talk to him or her privately and seek to settle the matter. If the person listens, then we have won back our brother or sister. If we are going to help an erring brother or sister, we must have an attitude of love, for love will cover a multitude of sins. Thus, we also need to remember, where love is, so also truth. And where truth is, so also honest confession of sin and cleansing from God. Love not only helps the offender to face his sins and deal with them, love also assures the offender that those sins, once forgiven, are remembered no more. God leads us with follow what my son would do. Remember the bracelets, what would Jesus do? That's what we're supposed to, God say wants us to do that. In response, Lord, thank you for leading us forward to be all what we can be in your service. Okay, so that completes the Epistle of James. And who in the world would have thought that there's 108 sections that I have been able to identify within the rather short Epistle of James. Next time, we will be starting the book of 1 Peter, another epistle, a shorter one. And I am a little bit nervous about the first lesson or two, quite honestly, because the first two verses in particular relate to one of the more biggest controversies in Christianity over, I'll say today, but it's been since St. Augustine or somebody way back there that there were arguments about this, and that is what, who decides what. And we will get into that next time and try to take a sensible road which neither totally obliterates one side or the other of that argument, because there are some good arguments in each direction, and that's why it is a splitting kind of thing. If it's a silly argument, then there's a few crazy people that go and follow the silly argument, and then everybody else stays on track. But this is a silly, an important and serious enough discussion to have some meat in it as well. And so the first two verses of First Peter will be our next analysis, and we'll talk to you when that happens. Bye-bye.